Shane Stouffer, better known as Togi, is a person who carries a lot of weight within the fitness industry, but it's kind of for all the wrong reasons. Known for his gambling and steroid abuse along with a copious amount of other drugs, his recent hospitalization honestly shocked just about no one. What happened? Well, it's a dangerously high dose of adderall that was taken by him combined with a bunch of steroids that led to a severe anxiety attack where he was quote unquote tweaking, and furthermore, a obvious elevation in heart rate a bit excessively. This landed him in the emergency room, unfortunately, while he was trying to edit a YouTube video. But why is this combination so specifically risky? And what's happening inside of the body when it's simply pushed to its limits? Today we're going to break down the pharmacology of adderall and why it can wreak absolute havoc on your heart, and how steroids specifically magnify this danger. And we're going to start with Togi to dig into the science, just so I can be sort of the parental guidance of the situation, because I'm sure Greg is just going to tout how he's right and Cody's wrong. Everybody's wrong. Nobody's right compared to Greg.
Assalamu alaikum, ayah hakam, you big hater, you nothing but a hater clout chaser. Now we catch him at the chicken spot, up a couple shops, pumped into the 100 shots, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, be a made of that, the diggy pop, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Togi was pushing himself for content creation and juggling the demands of social media. Trust me, this shit is not easy. I think you guys see a 10-minute video and think, oh, cool, sweet. In reality, these videos can take teams of people and multiple hours to make, even for a simple 10-minute video. So he turned to adderall, a stimulant often used for productivity. Adderall's effects are quite well known. You might honestly have tried it yourself or be using it yourself actively right now. It is one of the most prescribed drugs in America. It's supposedly going to sharpen focus, boost mood, and basically just fucking keep you going as if you've had meth. Oh wait, that's right, it's dextroamphetamine. It is amphetamines, it is meth. So it's not without consequences, especially when misused. Adderall works primarily by increasing dopamine and norepinephrine within the brain. Consider norepinephrine just a form of adrenaline. These neurotransmitters heighten the focus that one might experience, but also increase your specific fight or flight response within your nervous system quite potently. Your heart races, your blood pressure increases, and your body essentially shifts into overdrive. For someone like Togi, who's using a boatload of steroids, this combination of side effects is honestly a horrible idea. Complete overstimulation and a recipe for ultimate disaster. Let's just talk about steroids for a moment to give a full circle context here. Steroids increase blood pressure, promote water retention, and specifically pulmonary hypertension, and directly impact the heart by causing cardiac hypertrophy, or just an abnormal thickening of the heart muscles. While this might sound like you get a stronger heart from taking steroids, it actually reduces the heart's ability to pump blood effectively. Now here's where things get awfully dangerous. Combining adderall and another steroid is going to put immense stress on the heart. Adderall causes your heart to beat faster and harder. At the same time, steroids make the heart muscles thicker and less flexible, reducing its ability to handle the increased workload. The combination of the two leads to cardiac remodeling, a process in which the heart changes to chronic stress and is definitely not a good thing. Over time, this can result in cardiac arrhythmias, heart failure, or even cardiac arrest, which is death. Worse still, Togi has been known to have high blood pressure.
And relaxafine wrecks blood pressure. What else wrecks blood pressure that I take? Anavar, Anadrol, everything wrecks blood pressure. So, the caffeine is the problem. Oh my God, dude. That thing's broken or something, because there's no fucking...
On way too many compounds for his own good. Taking stims while in this state is only going to progressively make things so much more awful, and it will constantly and progressively damage the circulatory system in that you don't have a healthy body after just a few, I don't know, there's not really a timeline defined here, but definitely don't want to be exposing yourself to this longer than you need to be, if you need to be at all, which arguably you don't. You might be familiar with a term called aortic dissection. This is a serious condition where essentially an artery gets a tear in it due to excessive pressures or loads within your circulatory system. Basically, specifically, it's the artery carrying blood out of the heart, because that is where the pressure is going to be the highest, and it's going to reach a curve or a joint within your circulatory system. And so all that pressure is slamming up against that joint before it moves down and away from your heart. The problem is, again, with very high blood pressure, That is a heavy force pushing against that artery. And you might also remember a name of Boston Lloyd. This is how he suddenly died one day, unfortunately, because again, he had uncontrolled blood pressure and he took things like dexamphetamines and a bunch of steroids and many, many other things, right? They're not one and the same, but it's something to look at and point and say, hey, Togi, this happened to this guy, and he was doing a very similar thing as you. You might want to be a little bit more conservative. Imagine the heart as an engine. This might honestly be easier to kind of conceptualize. Steroids make the engine bulkier. They give you a V8 compared to the 4-cylinder that you got in your Honda Civic, while Adderall revs that engine to its red line. Sure, you're going to produce a lot of horsepower and inevitably get really fast, but the engine is also going to be expended much, much quicker. The kind of strain isn't sustainable. It's similar to how a NASCAR engine usually only lasts a single race, sometimes not even close to that. But a Toyota Corolla can drive upwards of 600,000 miles with ease. So what happened to Togi? Well, essentially his heart couldn't keep up with the chemical cocktails he was taking. Adderall taken in high doses flooded the system with epinephrine, putting his body in a hyper state of awareness. This caused his heart rate to skyrocket and trigger a massive bout of anxiety, a natural response to an overstimulated system. Meanwhile, the steroids had likely already elevated his heart rate and caused significant increases in basal level of norepinephrine and other catecholamines. The scariest part about this, though, honestly, is that it's not an isolated incident. Many influencers and fitness enthusiasts kind of fall into this trap of abusing stimulants alongside of some form of anabolic steroid. They chase extreme productivity and oftentimes are their own entrepreneurs, so they have to make money, and what a better way to make money than get your brain stimulated as your body. And with their hectic schedules, speaking from experience, it can become a very, very deleterious mix with everything you put into yourself. I mean, personally myself, I drink multiple double shot espressos a day. I take methylene blue, which is a form of cognitive enhancement. I take new peps. I take several compounds to enhance cognitive focus because on a day like today, which is Thanksgiving, I'm recording a video. I have 9 hours of calls after I make this video. I have a training with my new VA or virtual assistant. I mean, the day goes on and on and on till about, well, 9 p.m. And what do I do then, you know? So it's hard. It's really hard to balance these things. And oftentimes an easy solution is to overstimulate yourself so you can limp through a whole day without really having huge issues. The combination of steroids and Adderall is a huge ticking time bomb. And it's a lot of the reasons why I try to use stimulants that avoid elevating my heart rate, or if I'm using something that does elevate my heart rate, I'm taking an ACE inhibitor or a beta blocker like nebivolol to lower that heart rate in a targeted manner. The lesson here really isn't just about avoiding Adderall or steroids, it's also about understanding the long-term consequences of pushing your body to these levels. Let me say this extremely clearly. Your body and you in general are a bank account. Taking these drugs means you're pulling money out of that bank account. Getting a really poor night of sleep means you're pulling money out of that bank account. Having a poor day of nutrition means you're pulling money out of that bank account. And sure, you might be able to put money in with some good days of nutrition, getting blood work, taking care of yourself, but not many people are doing that. There is a finicity to your bank account. You can only pull out so much before there's $0. But sadly, people like Togi don't have a financial advisor or an accountant to let them know, hey, things aren't going so great here, we need to pull back. Ultimately, Togi's lucky to have walked away from the situation, at least as of now, but not everyone does. And I hope that, again, at the time of making this video, he's alive and well, but I hope that he can continue on living well and maybe just take this as a warning sign. I hope for his sake that he doesn't have a stroke or something that's permanently going to damage him and cause him to have permanent disabilities. That is, a truly awful thought to have someone go through. Because when you get there, depression can only go so far. And when you were living a life that you once had and now you're just completely inhibited of the ability to live that life, that depression's going to hit a wall at some point. And someone like Togi, who's living fast, having to slow down forcefully because of a disability is just a really, really unpeaceful thought. It might be what he needs, but I wouldn't wish that upon most people I know. So I don't know. Don't do drugs, basically, kids. And if you are going to take steroids, hire a professional. Yes, I do coaching, but that's only for a few select people. If you need anything, please comment down below. I'd love to chat. And if you also want, we do have a Discord group in the link of the description, or the description of the link. Fucking hell, I don't know what I'm saying. It's like 3 a.m. Real talk though, if you guys want to join that Discord, we provide a lot of free information. There's a lot of really great coaches in there, and I promise you, we have a ton of assets. And every month I drop training programs, nutritional programs, so you guys can see kind of what I'm doing behind the scenes and also get free programs. It's a great place. Highly suggest you join. It does cost money, but it helps this channel directly continue to progress and also post videos as often as we do. I hope the best for Togi, and I hope people stop being idiots, to be honest, just to be fair.